Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool, and today I've got a Jensen tool haul, or a mini tool haul, or a mini tool Jensen tool haul. Actually, I don't know when a tool haul becomes a mini tool haul, and if you have a mini tool haul of mini tools. Anyway, I digress. What I picked up were a few Jensens in a kit, or a set from a kit. I had these two appear previously, these two Jensens, and I got a lot of comments and learned more about the company, and then stumbled on a few more, and I thought I'd explore these a little bit. So I got a couple of wire strippers, a couple of small precision screwdrivers, one interchangeable screwdriver, knife, and a kind of a channel lock design, tongue and groove small plier, which actually I learned something about comparing it. But anyway, let's start up here. This is just a small Jensen screwdriver with a Phillips and a standard. Not that great. I saw these on Amazon. This is the 19-014. These were like 20 bucks, and compared to a lot of the other stubbies, and I like stubby screwdrivers, I wasn't all that impressed with this thing. And in fact, I can knock the bit out of it pretty easily. And the handle, I don't know, it's interesting. It's Jensen. See where this goes. A couple of precisions, obviously the small Phillips and a small slotted, and standard acetate with a pocket clip. Now Jensen tools, they seem to land more in what I call the kind of the technician who carries their tools in a briefcase. I'll expand that in maybe a shoulder bag too. Big in telecom, photocopiers, and I guess the way I'm thinking of Jensen tools now is, let me know what you think, is that it's more their average performance quality tools. I mean, they're not amazing, but they're good enough. So they're like blue collar tools for the white collar world. So if you're the technician that works on photocopy machines, used to work on phone systems, a lot of that's changed. Maybe a little bit in computers, or at least networking, you might stumble on more Jensens. So the blue collar worker in the white collar world is where these would be. Kind of the way I'm thinking about it. But anyway, I've got a couple of wire strippers. This one has both millimeters and gauge. This one goes from 30 to 22. 30's pretty small. That's kind of impressive. I guess in the old days when you're thinking telephone wires. And then this is a standard 26 to 16. This one will probably get a little bit more use. I compared these directly to the Kleins. I like these Kleins. Klein's got a much more aggressive spring in it. Much more grippier handle. Little bit more solid, more meat on the blades. And this is a 30 to 22. So similar to this guy. This is the one I used for finer wires. So I have a lot of other strippers, you've noticed, but these are this one I got for the really small stuff. Anyway, they're very similar in this form. I'd have to give the nod to the Klein as far as for the feel, but pretty handy, and uses an adjustable pivot, which is nice, versus Klein's rivet. Should I want to adjust the tension? Actually, that's a Torx there. So I can customize the feel. Let's see, I got a Jensen knife here. This is I guess it'd be an electrician's knife. 2 blades. This one's a blunt end. I don't know if you could quite use that angular tip for a screwdriver. I wouldn't recommend it anyway. But a very narrow blade there, and then the standard kind of a drop point sort of blade in a kind of a slip joint. Now you notice this thing here is supposed to be a lock, and I noticed that it popped free, so it doesn't quite work as well as it should anymore. I've got to see if I can squish it down, but kind of a fail on that end. And this was made by the Imperial Knife Company, Providence, Rhode Island. I don't know if you can see that inside there. But I think this was supposed to pop out this way. I don't know what happened. Somebody must have forced it or something. But anyway, just interesting. Move on. So here's kind of something I learned. Here's a Jensen tongue and groove. Looks like the standard one. I compared it to my kind of industry standard, kind of the Kleenex of tongue and grooves, channel locks. And I noticed something right away, and that was at what point in the handle position are the jaws parallel. And if you look at the channel lock here, that's the handle difference to get parallel jaws. If you look at this guy, they're out further. Do you see the difference? It's a small difference. What about if we add the Knipex to the mix? And it is Knipex. You pronounce the K. It seems every time I say Knipex, I get some comments. According to the Knipex site, I have heard of people who say Knipex and Nipex and say both back and forth as if they want to avoid offending anybody. But anyway, what I noticed is, especially in the smaller jaw configuration right here, you have to get these almost closed to get the parallel jaws here. Whereas these, there's parallel, there's still plenty of room there, and same here. If I open it up full to see, then it goes down quite narrow. And why I'm pointing that out is as I was playing with these, I realized that a lot of times I try to keep a finger in here for control, but I can't get the grip I want without closing the handles further down, whereas this one allows me to. See how much room I've got there with parallel jaws? Whereas this one, to get parallel jaws, I have to close it way down. Knipex holds this pretty well. That's about parallel right there. So you can see I've still got some wiggle room. So I wondered if that was why I wasn't quite the big fan of these guys once I got them out, because my finger's being smashed in there in order to get the jaws parallel, say on a nut. And so as I was playing with the Jensen, I realized, oh, that is a difference in jaw angle. They look almost the same, but they're not. You can see that the gap has to form here, whereas these are parallel in that position. But look how tight those have to get, you know, versus something like that. So anyway, I prefer these and prefer these. I guess that's why I haven't been a big fan of the smaller channel locks. But anyway, just thought you might enjoy seeing a little bit more in the Jensen tool realm. They've been bought and sold a few times. They are not known for, premier tool quality. They're a working man's tool, precision tool, tech tool. And you can get big sets of Jensen tools. I noticed on their website you can get like 130 or 40 tool set for like $700. And if you're used to the rarefied air of a Snap-on truck, $700 is not going to get you 138 tools. So you can buy a whole briefcase full of tools to do your technician work for under $1,000. And they seem to be good, solid tools. You know, you're not breaking free tie rods or something, but you're definitely working with all sorts of different types of electronics that you're going to encounter. So good starter set, I think. I would probably upgrade into the tools I use the most, I would probably upgrade into some better quality. But anyway, there's my mini Jensen mini tool mini haul. And with that, Doc out.